This painting is called There Were Giants in the Land. This giant of a tree, it's a blue gum, a Sydney blue gum, and it's growing in the Wilberforce National Park, and it's in the popular camping spot. A lot of people camp in this area, and that's possibly 80 metres high up to the top of that. You can sort of see these are fairly full, big-sized trees. This one's growing up and up and up because it gets the light across the top of this darkened valley, which is why it's grown tall. It's a beautiful tree. It's actually got the only painting of mine that's got an animal. It's actually got a bird in it. Okay? That's for you to find. I'm not going to show you where it is. It's a bit of a where's Wally. Where's the bird? I'll let you into what sort of bird you're looking for though. You're looking for a kookaburra. So if you know a kookaburra, you might know where to find it too. Only time if I've had an animal in my paintings, because he stayed around a lot and joined me many days while I was painting this. Where lyrebirds, which I've seen plenty of lyrebirds in around here, they disappeared. But they'd still hang around while you were painting. It didn't matter. The small birds, are visited by small birds all the time when I'm painting on site. But the kookaburra hung around, and so he got into painting. Now, giants in the land. Very hard to paint a tall tree using my figure in landscape series where I go from the trunk up to the first leaves. So it's a long painting, and I could possibly have cropped it even thinner than that. But I wanted to give a sense of its scale and its grandeur. It's quite a big tree. But why the name There Were Giants in the Land? See, that was a comment that was made by some spies that were sent out to spy out the possible place where the Israelites who'd been wandering around the wilderness for 40 years might settle. And they sent out two spies, and one of them was called Joshua, who you meet later on if you know your Bible. And he came back and said, great spot, really good, but there are giants in the land. A big but. These are giants in this piece of land. Now, in that situation, it was a scary thing. Of course, we read later on about David and Goliath, one of those said giants. But there were giants in this land, Australia. And I say were, yeah, we have some big old trees. We count them now, we measure them, we say this is precious, that's an old tree and how big it is. But the sad truth is right through this region, and right through many of the regions close to our capital cities and then further afield, the big giants were cut down. It's nothing in this area and everywhere I paint to find old stumps with those telltale cut marks of the old axemen that used that to put their planks up to go and cut down the good timber from above the bottom roots. So there were giants in the land. Fortunately, in this particular location, around about 24 giants live. In this little camping space, bit of a warning, don't ever put your tent underneath the tree like this. They'll drop their branches. You can get killed quite easily. In fact, while I was painting this, and I'm very careful not to paint directly under the branches either, although there's a bit further away for this one, but I have to be very careful of the type of tree I'm painting under. I certainly was careful with this, but while I was painting, a tree just about 50 metres from me dropped a massive limb down. If I'd been underneath that tree painting, I'd be history. So the giants in the land, they were there. There's not many left. We need to start treasuring the giants in our land, the old growth forests, the forests which have got gnarly trees and holes left in the trunk which are habitat for birds and cockatoos and parrots and small animals and undoubtedly things like possums and ring-tailed possums and even the very small ones, though there's no pygmy possums here. Old trees are really important. We need them. So there were giants in the land as a reminder that these trees of this age and this height are getting rarer. And there's bigger and older ones in this site than this one. I just happen to like this one.